Welcome to the Unmarked Marks Podcast. I'm Lunchbox. This is this man down here. I'm not sure where he went, but that's Monton, and the dude over here, that's Chad.
I'm
The
back.
other
I had
guy,
to go get my glasses.
introduce yourself, homeboy.
I am Monton, aka Chubby Prince Puma on Twitch. The channel will be coming back. I like wrestling. I like retro wrestling.
I
I
like
like retro
wrestling.
wrestling. I like the wrestling from the '90s. How goofy it was. How cheesy. Mainly Hulk Hogan. I am anti Hulk Hogan. I will let y'all know up front.
Multiple times. Don't think that never gets forgotten.
Hogan. I have a strong dislike, not hatred, dislike, borderline hatred for that man. But I'm really big into like the Japanese wrestling scene right now. I really love Stardom. Um, can't talk enough about that brand. Um, Indie wrestling is really better than pro wrestling. And I know they're the same, but indie wrestling does it better right now. That's all I'm saying.
Any wrestling is good wrestling.
Every wrestling is good wrestling.
Well said. What about you, Chad?
Well, I'm Chad. I love watching Diarrhea Dwayne talk at the mouth. um,
Fuck the rock.
I'm an old school fan. You know, The Undertaker back in the Ministry days. Um, I love watching AEW. I don't care what anybody says. AEW is the better brand right now, and I'm just like Monton. Any wrestling is good wrestling to me. You know, you can't go wrong no matter what you watch. I'm not going to judge you based off of what you watch.
I see you like to already start to ruffle feathers with the WWE boys.
Well,
I'll join in on your chaotic battle. I like the little chaos. I'll join in. Yeah, AEW is, and let me be very specific for the wrestling fans. More specific for the WWE fans. AEW is putting on better matches, not story-driven matches, but matches that people would like to see. There's a difference from storytelling matches, and then there's just dream matches that you just put together to get a small ratings boost.
I
AEW is
agree with
doing
that.
good in that aspect, but AEW is nowhere near SmackDown's, because I can't say Raw right now. SmackDown's ratings just from Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. If Kenny Omega comes back, there might be a spike in ratings, but it's not going to be enough to keep up with the Bloodline storyline that I think has been going on for way too long.
I do have to go back on one thing that I said, and
Wait
it
a
was that
minute.
I
Wait a
won't
minute. Wait
judge
a
you
minute.
based
Wait a
off
minute.
what.
Are we gonna go into wrestling? All right. We'll save me for last. Go on about your bloodline storyline.
Well, anyways, I was gonna say I said I'll never judge you based off of what you watch, but I take that back. If you are a TNA boy, you suck. Because TNA right
So,
now
Whoa,
is
whoa,
not
whoa,
putting on
whoa,
the good
whoa.
matches.
TNA has still been putting on good matches. They have been putting on matches that rival AEW. They're not WWE,
I wouldn't
but
say they
I'd say they're
rival.
damn near good.
I wouldn't say they rival
Don't do too much
AEW
on
right
TNA.
now.
Come again?
that's what I think about your opinion.
I
Go
wouldn't
on.
say they rival though yet. I don't think that they're
Rival
on AEW's
AEW?
level yet.
Yes. I think TNA is putting on matches that are either on level or come damn near close to AEW caliber of matches. Caliber. I still think TNA, if they hire back the previous person, if they hire back Scott,
Bro, that helicopter's hella close.
I mean, I agree
it
with that.
happened.
If they bring back Scott Demore, now we're talking. But TNA in its current state, no.
I still think TNA would benefit more from if they would have continued working with AEW than if they work with WWE.
I can agree with that.
If they work with WWE, and my reason with that is if they work with WWE, TNA has to water themselves down. TNA has always been what it's been, authentic wrestling. They've been more envelope pushing than any other. I wouldn't say any other, like maybe GCW, any of the other ones, and being progressive in their wrestling matches. They've been at the forefront of doing intergender matches before WWE has ever thought about doing the mixed tag teams.
I'll give
And
you
I
that.
think WWE is still behind. Once again, I love WWE. I love wrestling in general, but WWE is so far behind when it comes to their women. That whole little women's revolution they had.
Time out.
Have you ever heard of Rhea Ripley?
No, I'm not even gonna mention Rhea Ripley right now. Do you? Excuse me. Do you remember China versus Chris Jericho, or
Yes.
China versus Jeff Jarrett?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure at one time China was the Intercontinental Champion in WWE. Might have been a month, but she was still Intercontinental Champion.
They had that one small blip, but even you can agree that where their women wrestling is compared to like TNA and even AEW,
Yeah,
it's still light years behind. Their women out there
AEW's
aren't
women
taking
right
bumps.
now is the top notch for women's wrestling right now. I feel like,
Yes,
especially now they brought in, Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné.
you're not gonna get. I think Bianca Belair would take a bump like Britt Baker. I think she would blade. I really think Bianca Belair, she's a whole different story, considering she's on the cover of WWE 2K and people are upset about it. But I think Bianca Belair would blade, but you're not going to get Charlotte to blade. She's not going to go the extra step like her dad.
bro. Hold on. You like blading?
I'm not for blading, but if they're in the right match, you need to take it up a level.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. I feel like that
And that's what
professional wrestling needs a little bit of color.
How are you gonna have?
Like I'm talking in the deep stories. You know what I'm saying? Like Jimmy and Jay, there should be blood. You know what I'm saying? That it just adds that little bit to the story.
It gives that wow factor, like they
like
really
John Moxley.
like each other.
John Moxley is not a good example.
I'm okay with blading, as long as it's not obvious blading.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it should look like you're taking it the hard way.
Like what?
Like you're getting it.
John Moxley.
Like you are John Moxley or any of them where they're getting color the hard way. If you're gonna blade, you need to make it look like you're getting it the hard way, not sit there like CM Punk and just go like this to your head. Yeah. You need to, make it look real, at least.
Bro, I'm even down with a little packet. You know what I'm saying? Like Roman Reigns did it when he was fighting Triple H in the build up to their WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was bleeding because Triple H literally is first off, Triple H is a cerebral assassin, so anything deep storyline like that with Triple H should have a little bit of blood because it only makes sense.
You have to have color with him.
With certain times though. There's certain times where there should be color in professional wrestling, but
Agreed.
WWE. It's really hard to be like, I want to do blading because you got to answer to a lot of people if you're gonna blade. Catch my drift? You got to answer to a lot of stockholders.
Oh
maybe
yeah.
with TKO now, maybe with TKO now, there could be a little bit of color, but
I still think they'll make
Like, I think what
even then, I don't think there's going to be color in WWE.
I don't think there'll be color in WWE unless it's the hard way and unless it's like not on purpose.
Oh, I agree.
Or
and
unless
I
it's a
think
Brock
like
Lesnar situation.
Huh?
Or unless it's
I
like a
think a
Brock
match that
Lesnar
deserves
situation where he's, giving you elbows to the
Like
face.
the Randy Orton situation a couple
Yes.
years ago.
Yes, exactly what I was going to say.
Where Chris Jericho literally approached Brock Lesnar, started
And so he's going to
back.
bite his nose off? Yes.
Hold on, Monton. What you missed out is this is where we do our commercial break and we just do our Jeopardy music because Chad changes his scenery.
Oh, okay.
See, now that we're back from our commercial break, you'll see Chad change rooms. But continue the conversation.
Oh my
Nothing ever
God.
happened.
So,
But like a match that I think needs to have a little color to it. I think this Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns needs a little color to it.
agreed.
Oh, for sure. Agreed.
Definitely agreed.
Because you've literally got The Rock on Friday Night SmackDown talking about how he's going to bring blood on this weight belt to Cody Rhodes' mom.
Oh, yeah. I know it.
Like, if we're gonna start pulling strings like that, then there should be a little bit of color.
I mean, let's talk about him pulling strings, talking about Stardust. So that's pulling all the strings you can pull.
Nah. Yeah, I agree. The little Stardust comment was dope. He said he should have raised him right, but he turned out weird or something like that and pointed to the Cybertron. It's a picture of Stardust.
Yep.
Yeah. So did I'm gonna do my introduction now
Go for it.
because I've done it yet. What is up? I'm the box of lunch. I'm one of the unmarked marks. I'm Lunchbox. The reason I'm a wrestling fan, I eat, sleep, and breathe it. I literally go to bed watching it. I literally came out the womb, but here I am, 28 years later, still enjoying professional wrestling. You can follow me on Twitter or X, whatever we call that social media nowadays. at L_box54.
I agree with that one.
Yeah. Did y'all boys watch any wrestling this week?
I actually did watch quite a bit of it this week.
What about you, Monton?
Not much. I've watched clips of it, but I'll catch up on it through TikToks.
At least watch the YouTube videos,
That too, of course.
like
the top 10s.
Well, I do that if I can't, watch it live.
Yeah.
I'll just watch it on Peacock.
Monday Night Raw is not on Peacock.
I believe
SmackDown is on Fox.
I believe Monday Night Raw is on Peacock.
Well, yeah, but it's a couple weeks behind.
Is it though? I thought it was next day.
Is it next day? I don't know because I watch it live.
I believe it is because now I know on Hulu SmackDown is next day.
Yeah, I know that. That's how I used to watch Raw.
Well, either way, I'll watch it.
All right.
I'll watch some type of wrestling.
The opening segment for Monday Night Raw was Drew came out, was talking about how Seth is being distracted by the bloodline. And then he mentioned that a couple months ago he told Seth he needs to move on from the bloodline, which he did. But he is right, even though I can't stand Drew McIntyre. But fuck that. We're going to move on from that because Drew McIntyre hates on CM Punk. And that's a conversation for a different day. We're going to move on to the first match of the night was Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. It was a pretty solid match for Monday Night Raw.
It was a pretty solid match for Monday night.
Yeah. I feel like the seeds are being planted for either a triple threat match or a fatal four-way with Nia Jax.
But I think they're going to put Nia Jax over.
How?
Some way, somehow, she's going to come up and take it.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to put the title on her.
No, I think, honestly, they're going to put on Liv Morgan.
No, Rhea Ripley is retaining at WrestleMania.
Do you think so? I don't know.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, they got to. Until Judgment Day lose the tag team titles.
Oh, the Judgment Day are losing the tag team titles at Mania.
I fucking hope so. But
we're probably going to get a cash in at Mania as well. I'm sure we'll get a cash in.
I don't know about the cash in, but I know after the Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan match, Rhea Ripley comes out and says she wants Becky 100%. And then Becky Lynch responded with something good, which I thought was decent. She said, when people believe in me, I'm good. When they are against me, I'm great.
Becky's always been good on the mic.
That was a pretty solid line. And then Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, they mentioned that the six-pack challenge ladder match at WrestleMania and the tournament will start for in the upcoming weeks of wrestling.
Which I think is good for the WWE right now because they need to build their tag team division up.
No, I agree 100%. I feel like the tag team division is very weak in the WWE right now.
It's been weak for a while.
And it'll be a good way to, showcase that. It'll be a good way to showcase their tag teams again.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'm going to go grab me a water.
No worries, buddy.
I'll be right back.
So, Montan, what topic of the week do you want to talk about this week?
How did Will Ospreay's debut go for AEW? I hadn't heard anything. I haven't heard much about it.
I thought Ospreay's debut was, honestly pretty good. And the fact that we're getting Ospreay and Bryan Danielson is going to be... And Okada, but the Ospreay and Bryan Danielson match alone is going to be, that's a game changer right there.
I guarantee you when Kenny Omega comes back, there's a storyline with him and Okada.
Oh, yeah, but that's if he ever comes back. Because I don't know if he will ever. I hope he does. Don't get me wrong. I really hope he does, but I don't know if he ever will. And if he doesn't, I don't blame him.
Come back, but I want him to be. If he comes back, I want him more behind the scenes.
I agree because I feel like now that he's got hurt like this, I feel like it's time for him to start thinking about his future and realize that he's given to the business enough. 110%, he's given to the business enough.
Who?
Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
He needs to start thinking about being a backstage role instead of being a wrestler.
Chill.
He's given too much to the business. Would you rather him risk his life or, find another way to give back to the business?
I just want him to get healthy.
my
It's
whole reasoning for him to even like I want him to still wrestle, but I want him to be more behind the scenes. I want him. It's too much of a conflict of interest having that much power in the company. It's the same thing with the Young Bucks having that much power in the company and still being able to go and get titles.
Yeah.
Because we clearly see it with the Young Bucks. It was a clear like abuse of power.
All right, but let's continue the recap.
all right. Go ahead.
Let's get back on the topic, right? So the next match on Monday Night Raw was Maxine Dupree, Ivy Nile versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. There's a Candice LeRae heel turn coming, definitely.
Very big one.
Very much so. I feel like Maxine Dupree doesn't get the credit she deserves for not knowing professional wrestling and getting in the ring. Wrestling fans are kind of selfish when they think about that.
Yeah.
She's doing this shit to entertain us, and people are booing her and saying she sucks and shit. And that's not cool.
No.
Candice LeRae stops her from doing the backwards worm. She brings up her dead brother and she talks about how Maxine Dupree doesn't hear the shit they're talking about in the locker room and stuff like that. Then they do a Cody Rhodes interview, like a hype up for a Cody Rhodes interview, and then the Judgment Day confront Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis because they don't like the situation that they've been put in. Because it's a six-pack. It's a good heel move, but it's kind of used out. Then the Cody interview, they recap the Rock and Roman and Cody and Seth segment. See, this is where I want your guys' input for this because I feel like The Rock has just been repeating himself in every promo. And then he calls Cody Rhodes. Huh?
He kind of has.
Yeah.
But like during the segment, he says Cody Rhodes was a mistake, so Cody slaps him. Right?
He's been repeating the same thing that's already been said by
Paul
times. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's,
so like
that's
how
a little
many times can you keep saying he was a mistake or he's the son? Roman's the son that Dusty wish he would have had. Like it's getting stale. This needs to be the end of it.
I agree. It's also, I want to point out that it's 2024 and we're still getting Rocky Sucks chants. Yeah.
Rocky Sucks.
That kind of is. I like them. I dig it because I don't like The Rock right now, obviously, because he's a heel.
Oh yeah.
Cody
I
called
agree.
the slap. Cody called the slap a receipt, right? Which was, I mean, yeah, because The Rock slapped him, so obviously you're waiting for that receipt.
That receipt was coming.
Another thing I wanted. Oh, for sure. Here's another thing I wanted to point out that Michael Cole points out that Seth Rollins accepted the challenge for the tag team match instead of Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
I also kind of feel like Seth is going to turn on Cody at some point during that match.
But I
think 110%.
Beaten Cody.
I think we're going to see a turn from both The Rock and Seth. I think both are going to turn in that match at some point.
Like, I could see it, yeah.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't see a Bloodline Rules happening. Especially with him winning 2 years in a row, I feel like we're going to get a one-on-one on this.
This is what I like. You ready for this? The next match was Kabuki Warriors versus Shayna Baszler and Tony Stark, or whatever her name is.
Whatever her name
is. Zoe Stark. The Kabuki Warriors won. It was a little better than I thought it was going to be, but the only note that I wrote was snooze fest.
Was what?
Snooze fest. Andrade, then they cut backstage, and Andrade walks in on the Judgment Day, and Rhea, he asks for Dom, and Rhea lets him know that Dom is not there that night. Obviously, kayfabe reasons he got married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rhea says, "We'll talk business. We'll talk business when Dom comes back," and then it goes into the R-Truth versus Damian Priest. Damian Priest in that match proceeds to beat the living shit out of R-Truth, which R-Truth took that shit. Damian Priest wins because R-Truth gets distracted by Finn because JD was attacking DIY. The Jey Uso segment, Yeet.
Yeet.
How do we feel about Jay laying down the challenge against Jimmy at WrestleMania?
Yeet or no yeet?
Yeet.
Yeet.
I'm feeling it.
Yeet.
But does this mean that they're
Or
retiring?
as I don't know if you guys saw, Rikishi said, "Yeet or no eat, we all eat."
Yeet. What'd you say, Montom?
But would this mean like they're getting close to retiring? Because they said they always wanted to fight each other. Their last match will be against each other at a WrestleMania.
I don't know. See, I feel like Jay has got a lot to accomplish still.
Oh yeah, Jay's got a lot out there to accomplish, and I think right now Jay has more to accomplish than Jimmy does.
Bro, even if they both retire right now, they're both Hall of Famers.
Oh,
Agreed.
without a doubt.
Oh, agreed, 110%. Now, are we going to get
Aren't they the
Rikishi in this
longest
match or
running
no?
tag team champions? Huh?
Are we going to get Rikishi or no? Do you guys think we're going to have Rikishi in this match?
I don't think we need him.
I think somehow Rikishi gets involved.
But what do we need him for?
Special
He's
guest.
the dad of Jay and Jimmy.
Special guest.
I guess just to sell more seats, but
Bro, what if Rikishi comes and screws Jay?
I don't see that happening.
I mean, anything is possible.
Now, hold on. Now we're going to get to the main event.
Or, wait 1 second. Or what if Rikishi turns on Jimmy and says he did it for The Rock?
Bro, if it's 2024 and I did it for The Rock, I will shit bricks.
But I feel like that's something that would.
Because we know The Rock is back, he can definitely say, I did it for The Rock.
For sure. So I didn't do. I literally just did the order of the gauntlet match and who wins the said match in the gauntlet.
Okay.
Okay.
So the superstars in the match was Chad Gable, Ricochet, Bronson Reed, Sami Zayn, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Ricochet and JD opened it, which that shit was insane. Ricochet beat JD. Bronson Reed came out next. Reed beat Ricochet. Sami Zayn came out next. Sami Zayn beat Bronson Reed. Nakamura's next, but while Nakamura's coming to the ring, Bronson attacked Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn overcame that, beat Nakamura. And then Chad Gable came out next, and then Sami Zayn beat Chad Gable. But I think they're going to add Chad Gable somehow into the Intercontinental title match because Chad Gable's shoulders were never on the mat when Sami Zayn pinned Chad Gable.
I hope so.
I mean,
No, I'm a firm believer in Chad Gable. All my eggs are in his basket. Shout out to my dad. Go on.
I could agree with that. I mean, and I can see it because, he deserves the push right now more than anybody.
Oh yeah, dude, they've been doing the vignettes for like 3 weeks now about Chad Gable.
Oh, it's
And
time.
then you set him up to lose in the gauntlet.
Yeah, no, that's not what's going to happen. Let's be honest here.
But they've been doing the same thing to LA Knight. So
Yeah, but AJ's about to put him over at WrestleMania.
Hardcore.
Yeah, that match is gonna be great. So I skipped NXT this week. I typically do uh, NXT, but I was busy playing video games. So we're just gonna jump to AEW. Obviously, the opening segment is it's boss time. The CEO, Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks,
The
arrived
greatest
at
thing
AEW.
for pro wrestling right now.
Cool. You're smoking dope. Uh, it was dope to see her come out, but I'm excited to see her. I don't want her to get lost in the shuffle though. They did just sign Deonna Purrazzo, so they're probably gonna put her in a program, hopefully with Willow Nightingale, which will be decent because they got history together and they got to kind of figure their shit out,
Yep.
The first match on the card was Samoa Joe versus Wardlow. Joe wins by submission. I think this is the last time I'm probably going to take Wardlow serious because Wardlow is not. They just keep tossing him around in factions. They don't know what to do with him. You got like their version of Prime Batista, and they don't know what to do with Wardlow.
Yeah,
It
right.
drives me insane. It drives me insane. Then there was a Swerve comes out at the end of the Joe match, and obviously Swerve is done with Samoa Joe. Then the six-man tag match with the Young Bucks and Okada versus Kingston, Pac, and Pentagon Jr.
That was a great match.
Penta El Zero. Fantastic. Okada's adapting to American TV very well, and he's playing the heel maker, the rainmaker. You know what I'm saying?
I knew he'd
And
adjust.
dude,
I mean,
oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be the program they planted between him and Eddie is gonna be fantastic.
mm-hmm.
After the Elite win, obviously, we moved to Darby Allin and Jay White. Darby Allin breaks his foot. Chad, this is where you edit in the picture of Darby Allin's broken foot right
Oh,
here.
I will.
Feel me? Breaks his foot 2 minutes into this match. Proceeds to wrestle 10 more minutes, and does some crazy ass spot where he does a coffin drop on the corner of the ring. That dude is absolutely insane. So they put his Mount Everest climbing on pause. After Jay White wins, then they attack Darby Allin. Obviously, the Acclaim come out to try to figure out what the hell is going on because you don't attack good guys. Then Bullet Club Gold turns on the Acclaimed, so there's no more Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
No more Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Now we're going to get a Bang Bang versus the Scissor Gang.
Sure. After this, they move to the Lionheart, Chris Jericho, and Hook versus the Gates of Agony. I don't really watch the Gates of Agony.
That was
they're
a horrible match, in my opinion.
But Jericho and Hook win. I didn't pay much attention to it.
No, it was a horrible match.
The finish was dope, though. It was a Taz mission and the Walls of Jericho combined. That's where you edit the picture in. I'll send you that picture.
Yep.
Then they do a interview with Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly basically says, can he still hang in professional wrestling? Which Kyle O'Reilly's a pretty solid professional wrestler. I definitely think he could still go. He says on Collision, it'll be Kyle O'Reilly versus the bounty hunter, Brian Keith. I don't know how that. Then the main event was Willow Nightingale versus Rio, which was pretty solid. There were a couple sloppy moments in that match because I feel like they don't get the training they rightfully like. The talent is there, but they don't get nearly as much help as they should. Willow Nightingale obviously beat Rio, and then Sky Blue and Julia Hart come out and attack Willow, and Mercedes Moné makes a save and kind of puts over Willow for obviously to end the show, and then she celebrates by walking around the ring, and the crowd is fucking going insane, chanting CEO. And then we're gonna get into Friday Night SmackDown. The Rock opens the show with a rock concert. It's 2024, and we're getting a rock concert.
Something that he's already done before.
Yes, but it was different.
How is it different if it's something he's done before?
It's 2024. Because, hey, look, you're right. He's done it before, but it's still a rock concert in 2024.
All right, I guess we can play into the nostalgic.
You know what I'm saying? I got the Rock. I kind of tuned into SmackDown a little late, so I really didn't get to take notes on the Rock concert. Next match was a tag team qualifying match for WrestleMania. It was the LWO versus Legado del Fantasma. It was that was a pretty solid match, but it kind of upsets me that Santos Escobar is with Angel Garza and Humberto instead of I can't think of the other guys' names right now.
All right.
Legado del Fantasma wins. They're gonna go to WrestleMania in the six-pack challenge tag team ladder match. Next match was Grayson Waller versus Randy Orton. Before the Grayson Waller Randy Orton match, Jimmy says he accepts Jay's challenge, and the promo that he cut, if you just pay attention to how Paul Heyman reacts to Jimmy answering Jay's challenge, that was pretty solid. Like, there's a reason Paul Heyman's going into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So, obviously, Randy gets the win over Grayson Waller, and after the match, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller kind of jump them, and Kevin Owens comes out and makes a save. And the thing I want to point out about that is the stunner RKO spot that they did, where Austin Theory gets stunned and then realizes he gets stunned and then jumps up into the air and gets RKO'd. It was kind of goofy, but kind of innovative.
He oversold it.
He way oversold it. That was a Shawn Michaels Hulk Hogan sell right there.
Yes, correct. After that, Nick Aldis comes out and announces that Logan Paul will defend the U.S. title against KO and Randy Orton in a triple threat match at WrestleMania 40. Logan Paul did not like that. And I also want to point out the little things that Logan Paul does just makes him a perfect heel. All he does is just go there and be Logan Paul, and he's perfect. The dude is probably the greatest celebrity to step in a pro wrestling ring and just pick it up as quick as he did.
I can agree with that.
He's not better than Shaq.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is. 110%.
All Shaq did is fall through a table.
Shaq is the ultimate athlete. Shaq can do anything. He beat the Big Show.
The only person that I would say even Shaq isn't even as good as Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's done more than Shaq.
Shaq isn't Mike Tyson.
I agree. But the following match was Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar wins. Legado del Fantasma attacks Dragon Lee. Carlito makes a save. Legado del Fantasma obviously gets the numbers game and beats down Carlito. Rey Mysterio comes out and saves everybody. Defends off Legado del Fantasma.
Which was great.
It was all right. Ray says the next week on SmackDown it'll be Ray versus Santos on SmackDown. The next match was another tag team qualifying match.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you left out where he said he was going to slap that stupid smirk off his face.
Yeah. See, somebody else watched it. Not the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, have to work.
The next match was Pretty Deadly versus Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. I think their new tag team name is called New Catch Republic.
Yeah, and I'm not for it here.
See, it's going to have to grow on me because I kind of feel like it's a little lame for their tag team name. But
it is very lame.
I'm just glad I get to watch Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. I got a dope-ass picture with Tyler Bate at an NXT show a couple months ago. Or about 9 months ago. It was a cool experience. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne obviously beat Pretty Deadly to advance to the WrestleMania. To advance to the tag team ladder match WrestleMania. And then the main event, it really wasn't that great, and I feel bad for Bayley because she's putting in a lot of work. She doesn't get recognized, and I understand that you got to do this for the baby faces. You got to make them feel wanted. Commercial break. Chad might be changing his scenery again.
No, sir.
He went and got another water bottle. This is a quick reminder to drink some high quality H2O and stay hydrated.
Please stay hydrated, guys.
We are not sponsored. We're not sponsored by Prime, so do not say to drink Prime.
If Liquid Death wants to
nobody said
sponsor us, that'd be great. Love Liquid Death.
The main event is SmackDown, which I feel like The Rock should have main evented SmackDown, but I understand that dude's a busy man. Bayley versus Dakota Kai. Bayley wins by DQ after Damage Control got involved. Who do you think comes out and helps Bayley? Because it's obviously not going to be Sasha Banks again.
It's going to be Charlotte.
Yeah, but Charlotte's got at least, 5 more months left? I think it's going to be Jade Cargill. I hope it's Jade. But I definitely feel bad for Bayley only because she won the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble, got left off the WrestleMania poster, wasn't even on the Royal Rumble poster.
It makes me question if she's even going to win at WrestleMania.
I definitely think Bayley's winning.
I feel like she needs it.
Yeah, she's definitely winning at WrestleMania. For sure.
You got anything else?
No, that's all the wrestling this week.
This week in wrestling was on. I mean, it was a good week. There was a lot of good segments.
I want to find out how to watch TNA, but I watch TNA on YouTube, so I kind of only get my TNA information from YouTube.
That's how I get a lot of my New Japan stuff right now. Just because I can't, stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning to watch New Japan.
Yeah, Monton, you're gonna have to send us that website again.
I definitely will. You're not the only one that's been asking me for it.
All right. So,
Thanks for coming by. This was our first episode.
yeah,
It'll get better.
Yes, sir.
Trust me, it'll get better.
this is only
We can only get better from here, guys.
yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. Definitely hit that follow button. It's been
Yeah,
your
follow
boy,
me.
Montage.
Follow me on Twitter or X at L_lunchbox. Or fuck, I fucked that up.
Our socials will be in the description. So yeah, just give us a follow.
Follow. This is the first episode of the Unmarked Marks Podcast.